Cat! I gave myself a goodness shot. Look at this. I gave you a goodness shot. Look.
All right, boys. What do we got today?
Cat. Cat.
That is correct. What kind of cats?
Threes.
Cat threes. What do they look like?
Blue and red or blue?
These are the 1776, the 4th of July edition ones. I have red cat threes. So we will take a look at them. Be very careful. Don't want to cut my cats.
That would hurt.
Hold that. Don't cut yourself. Oh, got it open. Alright, do not drop these.
Oh, gimme. Oh. Ooh, these are nice. They're
All right.
soft.
So,
I feel.
here we are. We have the 1776 Cornhole Scenario Cat 3s. Like I said, this is the 1776 edition. So 4th of July, red, white, and blue. And there they are. When I take them inside to the table, we'll take a look at these compared to my other Cat 3s, because I have one other set of Cat 3s. All right, what do you think about them?
I like them.
Yeah.
You like them? What do you?
There's a pink spot on this one.
That's just how the eye is. So, when we go inside, I'm going to ask your opinion on which ones you like better. These ones or my other ones. Obviously, we're just mostly talking looks. What do you like about them? Or you can tell me how they feel.
They feel nice, and I like the filler in the inside.
The feel?
I like the color.
You like the color?
Feel.
Little different than most cat releases. These came in the bubbler, and that was it, in the flat rate envelope. These did not come. There's a little talk online that how these normally, when you order cats, they come in a box, I believe, but then the actual bags come wrapped in brown paper, and then the ribbon on the bags. Yep. And then they write little doodles and notes and stuff on the paper, and then you get a ribbon. And these ones did not. It seems like they sold a lot of these, and they said that they were basically trying to get them all to people as quick as they could, trying to get them to people within a week. And so they obviously didn't have time to do the ribbons and the brown paper and all that. But anyway, I'll talk more about that when we get inside. It is really hot out here, but just wanted to do this quick little unboxing of them out here in the good light. So here they are, Cat 3, Cornhole Scenario USA 776. Pretty cool bag. Landon, what's your thoughts on them? Anything?
Feel and color.
Feel and color.
Feel and looks.
Feel and looks and color. All right, thanks for joining us.
What are the speeds?
I believe they are a 7.9. They don't have it posted on there. I believe they are a 7.9. Thanks for joining us on the Cornhole Arms Race. Peace. All right, guys, we take a closer look at the 1776 Cat 3s. So I did want to compare. So here are my other Cat 3s. You know, with the mongoose and whatnot. They do feel different. So this bag versus this bag, the fill and the stiffness. This bag fill, I haven't thrown these a lot. I have thrown them. I haven't thrown them a lot. But they felt like this brand new. They are soft. I always say they feel like liquid. Like the fill, it feels like sand almost. Like it feels like if you had a bag full of sand. It doesn't really feel like plastic beads in there. And it has kind of like a liquidiness to it, which is, to me, I don't throw my Cornhole Scenarios a ton. Honestly, I'm always a little nervous to throw them. I had to wait 9 months to get these two. And so I've been offered a lot of money. Back when I first got those, I was offered a very large sum of money, and I did not take that deal. And I probably should have, because I'm so nervous about throwing them that I hardly ever throw them. But these have been thrown. Both these have been thrown, but they felt like this brand new. They felt like this out of the bag. They're super broken, but not like, they're not nuked. They're not like falling apart broken. They just feel, like I said, like butter. They feel like water in your hand. They don't feel. I don't really. In the past I've gone to Switcholios where people were throwing game changers, and they used to drive me crazy. I can throw them now, but those felt like water to the point where it felt like they were falling out of my hand. This doesn't feel that way, but it's just it doesn't feel like little beads. I think that's the one thing that makes Cornhole Scenario, kind of sets them apart, is I don't know what fill they're using as opposed to everyone else, but it just feels, like I said, almost like it's just a bag of sand almost. So these feel spectacular. These don't feel quite that way. There is a lot more stiffness to the material. Feels like a brand new material, where these feel like they've been broken. I want to also point out, I did not break either of these in. I did not wash them. They've never been washed. They've only been thrown. They've been thrown indoors a couple of times. A couple of Switcholios, and that's it. And honestly, I don't even know if I used them. I used them during warm-ups and used them once I got knocked out of the Switcholio. These feel spectacular. These definitely have a stiffness to them. The material feels like a brand new bag. Feels like what most companies get a brand new bag. The fill doesn't quite feel the same either. It's not bad. It feels really good. Like, this still feels like a really good bag. If you're comparing this bag to any other company's bag, you're going to be like, oh yeah, that feels good. But it doesn't feel like this. There's just like a softness to the material on these, and there's that sand, watery feel to the fill, and that these don't have it. So I'm not saying they won't. I know Cornhole Scenario came out and they said you should wash them. They had instructions on how to wash them, and what I think most likely the difference is, and there's some other conspiracies going around I might bring up, but I think that these, they wash. They do a break-in on them. I don't know that, but I just assume that. Same thing with these friction, and that's one thing too I want to point out while I got the frictions here. This is, I'm pretty sure, the same material that's on like a Surefire, on a Titan Venom, on a Deadhead. It does not feel the same. I don't know what it is. I don't know what I've always said this material, even though I think it's the same materials as those other ones, it's almost got like a waxy feeling to it, but not like, it doesn't feel gunky. It feels like super soft, like they did something to this material to make it really, really soft. So maybe the secret to Cornhole Scenario is just whatever laundry detergent or hair conditioner Vivian has that makes these things silky smooth. I don't know. But back to these. I think the difference is they seem to have shipped a ton of these out in the last week. It seems like they sold a lot. People always complain that they don't sell enough. This is the first time I got these back when you had to order them from Scott Jones. I think his name's Scott Jones, but his name was Jones Scott. And it was a 9-month wait. Anybody could buy, but it was a 9-month wait. I bought these in December and I got them in August. Now they're doing the drops, and people always complain that they can't get on the drops. Well, that's just how drops are. I don't know if you've ever tried to buy, signature basketball shoes online, or Air Jordans or things like that. I tried to buy some LaMelo Ball shoes earlier this year, and it was like trying to buy Cornhole Scenario. It's just that's how drops are. When something is limited and you're selling it on a website, websites are going to crash. Things are going to go in and out of your cart. Just like buying a PlayStation 5 or an Xbox Series X, same thing. I've been down all those roads. So That's just how. But I did manage to get these, and I don't know. And I actually really wanted the blue Sabotage, but I saw these. They were in stock. I was like, boom, buy. And I got, I was happy to get something. I wanted the blue Sabotages, but I was happy to get anything because these are so hard to get. But I feel like that might have helped me because maybe more. I think the Ligers and the Sabotages were the ones people were trying to get more, so that might have helped me actually get the Cat 3s. Maybe they didn't sell out quite as fast, but I think they sold more. I think this drop they sold more, and so. But I think my theory on why they feel different is I think that they usually do some kind of a break-in either to the material before they make them, or maybe they make them and then they do a break-in, and that these feel like they didn't do that. So I think this could very much feel like this, but I think you're going to have to do the break-in that they suggested, which makes me nervous because I'm not really a break-in, throw it in the washer kind of guy. I like to just throw to break in. I used to do conditioner. Now I try to just throw to break in unless it's just being really, really stubborn on the break in. My cat is playing with a rubber band over there. But I think these could feel like this. I don't think that it's like a different bag. I think it's the same materials. Well, it's hard to tell with these because Cornhole Scenario, like these, if you look, there is a pattern on this material that's not actually the material. They print a pattern in the sublimation. So the actual material, honestly, this material right here looks a lot like a Viper material, a Ravager Fury material, but it looks different because, and I'll try to get a close up later, they print, it's almost like little tiny diamonds that are just, they make it look like it's a textured, I'm pretty sure that's what's going on here, is they print these little tiny diamonds that make it look textured, so that the print looks textured. That's another thing that makes their bags so cool, is all the little details like that, the little textured things, the patterns. It's not just this octopus here, right? It's this, there's all these Cornhole Scenario patterns swirling in the background. It's the little things like that that really kind of make them special. In this one, they don't have that textured pattern. They do have the swirly kind of Cornhole Scenario thing going on behind here, and then they just have stars behind the rest, and it doesn't really have that textured look like these ones do. But I think that's what's going on. I think the feeling, and these corners are not, these ones are like perfectly round. Now that I'm looking at it, this one's a little not quite perfectly round. It'll probably be okay once it breaks in, but they're just not quite out of the bag, not quite up to par to at least what I got a year ago. I think I've had these, it'll be a year in August. And this bag is perfectly rounded corners, the silky smooth, the patterns. To me, it's the better bag. But these may break in, like I said, the corner on that one, the corners aren't quite, I don't know, you never know. The corners are a little different. No, it's probably the same pattern. But I think this is probably the superior bag. I think these ones will probably feel, on their post they did say if it feels, what they call it, I can't remember what they said, if it feels crunchy. And I kind of get that. It definitely has, I guess you'd say, more of a crunchy feel than this liquid sand. I don't know. I wish that you could feel this through this video because these things feel amazing. So let's get to the conspiracy theory. So apparently these were shipped from a different location, a different state than what they are normally shipped from, which is leading people to think that they may have outsourced these. I don't That's kind of what it seems like. They shipped a lot. They didn't have the brown paper. They didn't have the ribbons. You know, I don't know. I think if you were on vacation, you wouldn't take all of your, you know, sewing machines, heat presses, all that with you, and then go do a release while you're on vacation. It would make more sense to do your release at home and then go on vacation. So I think maybe now this isn't necessarily a bad thing. Now I will say this quality to this quality. I've said for a long time, the Cornhole Scenario needs to boost production so that people can get these in their hands, because lots of people, they don't want to pay $600 for a set of bags. So lots of people have never tried a Cornhole Scenario bag. If they would boost production and get them in people's hands, that'd be, you know, that'd be awesome. And obviously all these new ACL rules, it seems like that's kind of the intention of a lot of these rules. They want, you know, the 30-day ship out in 30 days, be able to produce 200 bags a week, all those kind of requirements. It's going to require brands like Cornhole Scenario to boost their production. And if you're having one person make every single bag, it's hard to boost your production. Having said that, you don't want to dip in quality, and to me there is a slight difference. Let's just say difference in quality between this and this. Now, it may be the difference of break-in. It may be the difference of just these ones are broken through their method and these ones aren't. If that's it, that's a pretty simple fix. Obviously, they're not wrapped and all that stuff. That stuff's all gonna have to. All that stuff's gonna have to change if you're gonna be able to, you know, sell 200 bags a week, or produce 200 bags a week. So I get that. I'm not sad I didn't get a ribbon and a piece of paper that my cat would have tore up. But I thought they haven't said that they were outsourced or that they went and had hired people to do it. But that's kind of my theory, is I think in order to keep up with the requirements, ACL requirements, they're probably going to have to do that. And I think that Vivian probably was there wherever they were making them and overseeing it, maybe teaching them how to do it, overseeing the process. But to me, I really think that they probably were having other people help make this run, because like I said, there was a lot more of them. They were shipped from a different state. I don't think you're going to move your heat presses and your sewing machines and your fill and materials and all that with you on vacation. So that's probably what's going on. Like I said, it's not necessarily a bad thing, because hopefully it means more people get these in their hands. Secondary market prices will go down. Of course, if you're a flipper, which I mean, I'm tempted to flip them myself. I got these ones. But if you're a flipper, it's going to be bad for you, because you like selling these for $500 or $600 or $350 or whatever that particular bag was going for. And if they start producing these at a higher rate, that secondary market's not going to be there as much. But it's going to be good for the people that want to throw them, because you're going to be able to get them at a reasonable rate, and you're not going to have to wait a year to do it, and you're going to have some great bags. Like I said, they got to make sure there's not a big dip in quality. Saying that they went to hired people isn't a negative, because every other company, other than 724 and Cornhole Scenario and a couple of your other, I think 710, things like that. Other than those brands, your big brands, your Reynolds, your Ultras, your Titans, your BGs, all those are going to have a whole staff of people making them. So that's not a problem if these are not being made by one person anymore. You just really want to try to keep the quality as close to this as you can. As far as this bag goes, like I said, I don't have anything to say about it. It should be the same materials. Feels like the same. Does look different just because this has that pattern on there. Feels like the same, just this is a little softer. Feels like this is broken and this isn't. So if you've thrown Cat 3s before, you know what you're getting. I believe they're a 7.9, pretty fast bag. Very, very hole friendly. I'm assuming these ones are hole friendly. I don't know that I'm gonna throw these ones. But these ones I can tell you are very hole friendly. And it's cool. It's a cool look. I like the eagle, obviously red, white, and blue with an eagle, classic. I think the red, white, and blue stars and stripes Cornhole Scenario symbol is really cool. It's a cool bag. I do wish I would have got the blue sabotages. I would have liked to have got sabotages or ligers because I don't have those, and obviously I have Cat 3s. I was kind of hoping to trade these for some blue sabotages, but no luck on that yet. So, but anyway, here they are. I'll get some close-ups of them here in a little bit. But pretty excited, pretty cool looking bag. I don't know that I'll throw this one. I have these ones that I throw. These ones may get traded. They may sit on the shelf and look pretty. Who knows? But all right, thanks for joining. I know it's kind of a long-winded talk on them, but all right, peace. So basically what I was talking about earlier about them hiring more people or outsourcing or whatever, they just confirmed. So I guess, you know, the theories, my theories, other people's theories were true. They just had a post today. I recorded this, earlier I recorded this video yesterday, and today they released a statement where they basically said that reluctantly they have hired people and are training people to make these bags because Vivian, Michelle, whatever her name is, could no longer couldn't do it herself because, you know, 9-month waits aren't gonna cut it anymore and whatnot. So they did come out and say that she is hired and training people to help make them. And they also said if you have any problems to contact them and they'll make it right. So if you had there were some bags that had a wrong number or whatever. They had a few kind of quality control issues on this release. So they did say contact them, they'll make it right. But like I said, looks like the theories they doesn't look like they have been confirmed. So, all right, guys. Catch you next time.